I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another classic movie review, and today we're going to be talking about The Misfits from 1961, directed by John Huston. It stars Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, Eli Wallach, Montgomery Clift and Thelma Rita. And it's about the story of a just divorced woman called Rosalind, played by Marilyn Monroe, who becomes friends with a group of men. One played by Clark Gable, a sort of aging cowboy whose style of life is outdated and doesn't want to get a normal job and wants to continue living like a cowboy. Also has Eli Wallach, who works at a garage, but Gable keeps trying to get him to quit his job so that he can come help him drive horses to earn money. And along the way they meet Montgomery Clift, a rodeo rider who isn't particularly good, kind of amateurish, and only makes a little bit of money here and there, and he's trying to make ends meet through that as well and doesn't have a job either. Thelma Rita plays a divorced woman who knows Marilyn Monroe, and they are friends. Throughout the film they go on road trips together and stuff, and end up learning more and more about each other as the film goes along. Now, what did I think of The Misfits? Well, I thought it was a very good movie, and I thought there's a lot of really solid performances here. Marilyn Monroe is very, very good in this movie, actually. She has a normal ditzy blonde, dumb blonde stuff in this film. There are definitely moments where you can see that. Her sort of normal screen persona. However, near the end of the film, she shows more emotion to her performance, and she's actually really good in this film. Clark Gable's solid as usual, charming, humorous, and got a lot of sentimentality to his character as well, and I really enjoyed his performance in the film. Eli Wallach is surprisingly good, obviously from Good, the Bad and the Ugly fame, but he's very, very good in this movie. It's obviously before Good, the Bad and the Ugly, and I enjoyed him as well. Thelma Rita is a very good sort of comic relief character. Very good character actress, Thelma Rita. She's in Rear Window, and she's also in All About Eve, and I really enjoyed her in the film. Overall, the whole Montgomery Clift as well, all of them are very good in this movie. Performance-wise, it's really good all across the board. I like how the film looks at the Old West and the kind of dying of that culture, and how all Montgomery Clift's and Clark Gable specifically are trying to hold on to that dream. And really, by the end, Clark Gable's really the one that's holding on to it tightest. He's known it for the longest time. And one of the main parts of the story is Marilyn Monroe's relationship with Clark Gable, and how she can't adapt to that world, and Clark Gable knows nothing else but. And it's very interesting, that sort of relationship between those two characters. Is what I really enjoyed specifically in this movie. The main issues I have with this film, there are a few problems, is characters that sort of dip in and out of the story at certain times, and it feels kind of abrupt. Specifically when they want to give some more development to the relationship of Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe in this film. Eli Wallach and Thelma Rita just completely disappear for like a good 10-15 minutes of the film. And it seems really abrupt because Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe are living in the house that Eli Wallach owns, and it seems like he would at least come by at some point. They seem to just be there for a long time without anything from those characters. They seem to just drop off the map, and then they eventually come back again, and they seem to be completely fine with them just staying in their house, which seemed a bit weird to me. And there was another, right towards the end, pretty much the last act of the movie, after a rodeo sequence, Thelma Rita just completely disappears from this movie, and you never see her again. She just disappears. She's just gone from the film, and I don't really understand that. Obviously, they want to get more development of the other characters. Thelma Rita is mainly the comic relief, but these characters seem to abruptly drop out of the film, and I found like it wasn't particularly well written. Obviously, they wanted to develop other parts of the story that were more important, but I didn't think it was particularly subtle the way they got rid of characters in certain sequences. Overall, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good. It was enjoyable. I liked the way it showed the sort of old sort of West and how these cowboys are struggling to adapt to a normal life. I liked how Marilyn Monroe equally struggled to work out their lives and how they continue to live in this world, this out-of-date world that she doesn't understand. I enjoyed all the performances. I thought Thelma Rita was really good as the comedic relief in the film. But I thought it was the storytelling was a little uneven in places, and certain characters seemed to completely drop out of the movie at points, especially Thelma Rita in the last act. But overall, I thought Misfits was a pretty good movie overall, and I'm going to give Misfits 8 out of 10. So there you go, that's my classic movie review of The Misfits. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, drop your comments down in the section below. What is your favourite John Huston movie? Personally, I haven't seen too many. The one I really want to see is The Treasure of Sierra Madre. Right now, my favourite is probably The Man That Would Be King, but I'm imagining that will change once I see probably The Maltese Falcon and The Treasure of Sierra Madre. And when I do see those movies, you'll probably see them up on my channel as classic movie reviews, so look out for them in the future. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.